Hey everyone. Yes, welcome Kate, welcome Liz to the second edition of the Immediate Clarity Live. Thank you for taking the time for joining me here on this weekend. And yeah, we're gonna start without further ado. I'll put here up on the screen. I don't know if you tell me if you can see it. We have the document that we shared. And so I think that both of you are already familiar, right, with how this goes, but just for those that couldn't make it today and who were hoping to learn more about this, I'll just give a quick word about it. So these invites or prompts, right, like they're usually called, are these open-ended questions. But they, even if they look like questions, there's really no answer to them. The only thing we can use them for is to yeah, point us to that space that has ultimately no words behind them, right? So this type of activity can be done in groups, like so one person reading and other people just receiving, or they can be done also in pairs, what we call dyads, where we go into breakout rooms and we do a back and forth. But since we're just a few today, I think we'll keep it open and we'll all take turns, us three. So first, I wanted to ask you guys, have you heard of the term answer with silence, answering with silence? And do you know what it feels like?
Yes, I know what that
Yeah.
means and I know what it feels like.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yes, K2, eh? Okay, okay. Very nice. So that's it. It's when there's no need to answer, one of the options is um, where you can answer with silence. Either, that happens, it can happen verbally, is that you do not produce a sound, but it can also happen mentally. And I think this is what people are less used to, is that you can also not produce a mental, answer. So very good. If we're ready. Okay. Sorry, Liz, I'll just put your microphone on mute for a second and we'll begin. Okay. So that's it. You have nothing to do. I'll just read a couple of them and I'll leave some time. Actually, for those participating right now, I would recommend not to read the sentences. Just let them come in through the ears and let them resonate or reverberate. So one question could be, what are you feeling? Ursula, welcome.
Hey, hi,
Good,
thank you.
good to have you. We were about to start.
Yeah, I've been 15 minutes trying to figure out how to get on. I had to ask my son because it was so complicated.
Oh, good. Well, thanks to your son for that. Ursula, if you don't mind, we were thinking of recording this meeting, so you're free to either turn off your camera or leave it open if you're comfortable with that.
I'm okay, sure, yeah.
Okay, good. And that's it for now. You can just receive these invites that we're gonna read aloud.
Okay,
Yeah, and you can meet them with silence, as we did before, because they might look like questions, but
mm-hmm.
there's really no need to answer them.
Okay,
So just like when someone speaks to you and you can either answer verbally or not answer, you know, answer with silence, you can do the same thing mentally. When one of these comes, you can either come up with a question, an answer in your head, or you can just answer in your head with silence. That's a
oh,
possibility too. Okay,
okay,
so we're gonna start with a few and see how it lands. Okay, here
okay.
we go. All right, so let's just take a moment here to feel what we're feeling right now. And just see, what is this feeling when I don't try to name it? Right? Or what remains when all words fall away? And if there's an answer, that's okay. If there's no answer, that's okay too. Or what is the answer to a question that has no answer? Yeah, so that was an example of what it is to, play with these invites. So I'm just going to do a quick check-in with you. If anybody wants to share like how they're experiencing this, or if there's any questions. If not, we'll move on. We'll continue taking turns. You can either raise your hand or just unmute yourselves. Mhm.
I quite
Yes, yes,
I,
Kate.
I quite often find when I go to that space, the real directness, I get like and obviously I'm using words to describe it. It's just like a feeling of heat and like quite an intense bodily.
Mhm. Yes, and what is that heat when we remove the word heat?
Yeah, it's like just like a directness, really.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. All the feelings become much more direct, right? When we don't mediate them through language. Very nice. Yes, how's it going for you, Luis?
It's good. It just what it creates is a more open, expanded space, and as we did the words or the questions, it just opened up more and more.
Mm, exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. We usually start noticing that spaciousness, exactly.
exactly. Yes.
Very nice. All right. Do we have a volunteer to ask the next set of questions? You can raise your hand, or if you have the list with you, you can ask us a couple or.
Oh,
Yes, Ursula.
I just want to say that I felt like a combination of what was it, Kate and Louise. I just felt this really calm, just like a spreading out of a kind of a spaciousness, and there was some warmth there as well. Yeah, and Louise described it also when it just kept expanding and expanding. That's what I felt as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So I like that. Yeah. I see Becky just joined. Hi, Becky.
Hello.
You just arrived in time for the second round that we're gonna do.
Okay.
That's very good. Have you done like one-on-ones, or do you have any familiarity with the pointers and?
This is my first time in this group.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. All right. So I'll just fill you in on what we were doing. Is that I'll put it here on the screen. So today we're working with this list of invites, and we're taking turns in asking each other these invites. But if you see, they look like questions, right? They have a question mark at the end, but they don't necessarily need to be answered, either verbally or mentally. So are you familiar with answering with silence?
I think so.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's all we need. Very nice. Okay, so do we have a volunteer for the second round? To ask us maybe two or three from the list.
I'll do it.
Yeah, Kate? Okay, go ahead. And Becky, we recommend for those receiving not to read the questions, just let them come through the ears. Okay, the floor is yours, Kate.
What's here right now if you can't go to the past or the future? And what are you right now if you take away all the language? What remains when all the words fall away? And what's between here and not here?
That's a good one, Kate. Thanks. Yeah. Sometimes when everything falls away, right? There's still thisness, whatever is here. So we can be tempted to call it it's what's here, but again, that can also be let go. So what's between here and not here, right? Very good. All right, I'll just let's check in with You guys, yeah, or Becky, since it's your first round, uh, how is the experience of these invites going?
And I think the questions are very interesting.
Yeah, are they of interest? You mean in what sense?
Like, it kind of asks you to see deeper truths.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. That's it. They show, in a sense, yeah, what is true, so to speak, but it's not a truth that can be held on to, right? Like I just.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's keep going on. Maybe I'll ask a different person to read, and this time maybe leave a little bit more time in between the questions so we can, let them reverberate. See if we have a volunteer. Or if not, I'll do the next round. No worries. All right. So if you take away what you know, what can be known? Or if all knowledge is made up, what is it that you're trying to know? Or what's this simplicity when you're not trying to grab onto it? What's the simplicity when it's just free to be without you wanting anything from it or it from you? Or if you're enjoying this wordless space, fine. Keep enjoying it. And if anything is coming up and you want to share, raise your hand. Or if you wish to volunteer for the next round, raise your hand. But you can stay as is as well. Okay, actually, I think we have time for one last round. The thing is, when we're in this wordless space, sometimes adding more is unnecessary. So if that's the case for you, just let the invites pass through as any other noise would, as a bird song would. Do not need to engage with them. Mm. So is there a now if the future and the past cannot be found? What is a now if no other moment can be found? Is it a now or is that just a word as well? What is a thought without a thinker? What is an experience without an experiencer? Or what are you without the experiencer? Even that observer. What are you without the observer? So it's as simple as that. So this is not a thing, right? Which is why it's always available underneath the noise, underneath the movement. In fact, we can rest assured that it's none other than the stillness. The movement is also the stillness. The noise is also the silence. So if you're feeling complete, then I'll stop the meeting here. So you can stay away and I'll reopen the room after the recording for those who wish to just hang out. But if this is complete for you, then by all means, just remain there. No need to talk, no need to engage. Thank you very much for participating today. I'll see you next time.